Hey, Geek Variants, it's us. We're back. Day 5, day 6 of our 30-day video challenge. Rings of Power, episode 6. Udun. Will's in the house. Let's get to it. And with all those things out of the way, there are so many more questions and things that were actually answered this episode, so we got a lot to break down for you. As a token of appreciation for our 30-day challenge on day 5, we would appreciate it if you guys hit that watermark in the bottom right corner, the subscribe button. Lets us know that you guys appreciate the hard work that we're putting in for you, the viewer. But first, Will, your thoughts on this episode of Rings of Power?
Man, this episode for me, this was the one that I was kind of waiting for. This is where a lot of shit was going down. So this is where they stole the show. Episode 6 is it's the just over the halfway point. So we're getting into the latter part of the series. And if you want action, you want fighting, you want a lot more of the exposition going forward, you're going to get it in this episode because there's a lot of questions that I have as far as what's going on. But this episode was just really, really fun to watch, and you can see more and more where they spent this money.
I mean, with all the special effects, all the armor, all the explosives, I mean, they did a very, very good job of melding CGI to what an actual battle would look like. I have to say, the best CGI they did was when they took out that horse's legs, because you are not allowed to do that in cinema, period, at all, for obvious reasons. Because if you obviously break a horse's leg, they have to be put down. So yeah, for legal reasons, they decided not to do that. Adar threw us all for a loop. I don't think any of us are expecting him to be that important and yet that unimportant at the same time. And for him to ultimately play everybody with your favorite character, Waldrig, being able to sneak off and cause the greatest calamity Middle Earth has seen in a long time. That meteor falling from the sky was bad. Now we have volcanic eruptions. What a fun time to be in Middle Earth. I mean, is there anything from this episode you have any questions that you think the viewers may have with you?
I mean, with all this, I really liked it. It was just a good showcase of the fighting. We got to see Arendir, hopefully I'm saying his name right, really showcasing, what elves are made of. And he's a wood elf, I think I found out. Because I don't know all the terminology. You got the high elves, you got the wood elves, you got dark elves, you got all types of stuff. But I know they're really proficient with bows from what I've read. So yeah, he was having a blast. So I really liked that they had more of him in the forefront. The questions I had going forward were one, are we now that things have been turned over? Is the kid playing any more specific significance? Because if so, I can do without him. He can go. Um, Waldrig, I did not see. I know he was going to be doing something. I didn't know what. With everything that was going on with Adar, I thought it was going to be like more of a breakout thing and then steal the thing and then go put it in the key. But again, the whole bait and switch magic was freaking great because I was a good bit of sleight of hand as far as everybody else knew when he passed the thing off. So that was fantastic. As far as the setup, I guess the tunnels was he was once he found out that the sword was a thing, did he like already plan the tunnels and stuff like that for the water to get to where it was? Was it already pre-constructed? The setup, he knew what needed to be done and how it would cause the eruption. So, what was the purpose of the eruption? Was it just to clear everybody out? Is there a bigger purpose for that? Like, I need to know
The
what's going on with that.
the bigger purpose is one of the more obvious ones that they've tried touching upon in the earlier episodes, that the orcs cannot travel in sunlight without hurting themselves. If you cause a volcanic eruption, there's a bunch of soot that is shot up into the atmosphere, creating darkness, creating clouds, creating a more comfortable atmosphere for them overall, which is why they were so comfortable with Mordor in the first place, because it was just a land that was barren, wasteless, covered in ash, and just devoid of all sunlight. So they're trying to create that little perfect paradise on the other side of the wall, for lack of terminology, right now. I believe it's brilliant what he did, because not only did the tunnel serve as for transportation and shade and shelter, it was also the ultimate weapon against their enemies. So it was brilliantly done, and I got to give hats off to Adar for that kind of a plan. It was almost blasphemous to say that he cut Sauron in half, unless they're doing another bait and switch with us. And Meteor Man and the elf thing in the white robe that we saw in the previous episode is like two halves of Sauron that they're gonna just shove together. But again, more speculation, which I'll cover in another episode I'll release for you guys specifically, because I have a lot of theories and a lot of questions that need to be answered as well. And I think Theo's done ultimately. I can't imagine he plays too huge a part moving forward from this, because it's kind of weird though that this one sword was the only thing that was strong enough to cause this to happen. So
I mean, I don't even think that the fact that it was strong enough. I think it was literally it's the key. You need the right key to open the door. So it was very purposeful and pertinent that this sword go in there to start that chain reaction. But I don't think does the sword still have any other purpose going forward besides to start this? That's the question.
that is a fantastic question, and that's something I would love to delve into. But even I have no idea ultimately what that can mean. I mean, even with some of the stuff we figured out in this episode, Udun, the name of the episode itself, is usually a reference to Morgoth's fortress, let alone some kind of underground tunnel system. So I think they were giving a little tip of the hat throughout the episode that they were going in this specific route for the episode. And I think they've shown us at least 75-85% of what they posted for the first trailer that we got. So moving forward, we're pretty much SOL. We're in the dark here. The only thing that I
Literally
have been touched on is the Balrog. That is the one thing I would like to see more of, and hopefully we get to see that next, and that this volcanic eruption is what releases the ultimate servant of Morgoth, and I would be very ecstatic to see one with the budget that the Rings of Power has to play with. Thank you, Amazon.
Yeah, I'm all about it. Definitely want to see that going forward. So, yeah, I mean that's it right now. It's just like the hype is real. So, I want to see. We got what 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 more episodes to play
I
out.
think we got 2 or 3 more episodes left overall.
2 or 3.
This show wraps up in the middle of October.
Middle of October. So
I think we got maybe 2 or 3 more.
if it's middle of October, yeah, it's about 2 or 3. So that
I was looking ahead when I did the calendar for Geek Variants and all the content that we'll have for you guys for that 30-day challenge. This one falls off somewhere in the middle of the month. And as always, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It's free. It's at the bottom part of the screen. We appreciate you guys showing us a little bit of love for us coming out and making videos for you each and every day. I mean, Will's here with a broken freaking arm, for crying out loud, because, you know, he's toughing it out for you guys, and he will be taking painkillers the minute this episode's done, so he can go get some R&R.
It was the winner, man.
He does this stuff for you guys because he appreciates you guys. He likes you guys. Yeah, he tolerates me. I'm just here because, you know, who else has got an open enough schedule to do what I do for Geek Variants? Because I appreciate you guys. But I'll have some follow-up episodes tomorrow night. We will be here once more. My Hero Academia is opening up its next season. Will's getting the slight tip of the cap. I got my backpack in the corner. I got my hoodie right over there. I'm ready to get some more UVA action. The Liberation War arc is coming. Stay tuned for that. And as always, we'll see you next week for another exciting breakdown of Rings of Power. In the meantime, here's some content to check out for you guys. And thank you for checking out the video. And thank you, Will, for being here.